I want more coffee. I'll get some more coffee later. Morning, guys. Today will be interesting because we're going to do another particle effect stream. And particle effects are hard and they're not my specialty. But we're going to do it one step at a time, break it down into tiny chunks that will make our job a lot easier. So what I want is, after you throw the meteor ball, you can't throw it again. So we need to make it disappear from, the game. But instead of having it just disappear or just burst, what I want to happen is I want the ball to kind of dissolve into like light particles. Pretty common. I've seen a bunch of examples of people doing it. I've seen a bunch of different ways. I've seen really complicated ways where the particles follow like some sort of wave function or some curl noise. I'm gonna like take a bunch of ideas and try to combine them into something that's not too complicated. I mean, it's a sphere. It's not like this crazy. It's not a character. It's just a simple sphere. So I don't want to go too crazy. But what I do know I want is I want the particles to approximate the color of the mesh at the UV points around the ball. And I want it to disintegrate slowly from the top to the bottom. So I want the particles at the top to disintegrate first and then go down to the bottom. So what I want to do today is if I can accomplish this task today, I'd be very happy. I want to somehow parameterize the material so I can pass in a dynamic param from like 0 to 1. And, if it's 1, the ball is completely there. And if it's like 0.8, then it's 80% there. So basically, I could change this dynamic parameter and have the ball like transparent at the top and then fade down to nothing. So that's like my main goal. I'm going to use this dynamic parameter in the material. In the particle itself. So I can animate this translucency or transparency from the top to the bottom as the particle effect time goes on. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And cool. So let's get started. We're starting off with a frozen UE4 engine. So I'm going to have to figure out, I don't know why that happened. So I'm just going to kill it. Editor, die. Okay. Let's open that again. So here I have some inspiration for my disintegration. In this, this is one of the examples I was looking at. We could take a look. This is probably a lot more complicated than we want. I just want to get this erode portion to work. So we're going to be eroding it. Now, we're going to use like a gradient to be able to erode from top to bottom. We could play with the gradient to make it look jagged or smooth. So the gradient's probably going to be like a gradient combined with some noise. While I'm waiting for this to load up. Come on. So I just heard that my office, my day job, is not letting us. We're not going back until June 1st at the soonest. So that's a long time. So until summer, I'll be waking up here and staying here and not commuting to New York. I don't know how I feel about that. It's pretty cool, but also like I kind of miss that. I kind of miss going to work. Here we go. So let us open our hoops level and let's take a look at our basketball material first, because that's what we're going to be um, playing with. We're going to be adding this erode parameter, dissolve. So let's open up basketball. Let's open up our mesh. Is this the mesh we're using? Hmm. Looks all janky. That's because it is okay. So the reason it looks weird is this mesh is specifically designed. I mean, this. Hmm. I don't know why it's that janky. I was gonna say because the sphere. This is a sphere, and it has a different topology than our basketball. But let's see, basketball BP. This is the actual blueprint of the ball we're using. Let's open it up. And the ball, better ball mesh. So that's a different mesh. But yeah, pretty confusing how I have a couple different versions of my ball in here. Should probably clean that up and delete them. But here's my better ball mesh. Now let's take a look at this material. Now the reason it's going to look up messed up in this because this right here is not, even though it looks like a ball, it's definitely different than my ball, you know? This is what I want to do is set a preview mesh. You need to select a mesh-based asset in the content browser. Okay. So here's my content browser. Let's look at my better ball mesh. Now, does this count as selected? I click on it here. I go to here. I click this. Is it compiling? Oh, awesome. So now I have a more accurate representation. Perfect. That's the first time I ever figured that out. But I'm happy. I'm happy with it. Now I don't have to look at those nasty seams every time I'm in this window here. All right, cool. So let's look at our material. We have a texture sample. Now what we're gonna want to do is change this because we're gonna need some opacity. We're gonna need opacity. So let's click on the base. Look at our blend mode is opaque. We want a uh translucent. Now, the difference between these is, it's either going to be 100% or, all right, so this is how I understand it. Masked is like 0 to 1. It's like you could see the particle or you can't. And translucent, there's some range of transparency. Like I could kind of see it. But I'm going to take care of the level of transparency using the particles. As far as disintegration, I think I want to use masked in this case, but we can always change that. But masked blend mode will open up this opacity mask as opposed to this opacity, which is like 0 to 1. Um, I think that's right. I think that's how it works. Anyway, so let's see. Now we want to feed into here um, a dynamic parameter based on some gradient, I think. So let's play with this. Let's play with it. This is how we figure stuff out. And brace yourself for wrongness. This is like supposed to be like a reality stream. This is like a real stream. This is how you really develop. This is not like, you know, it works on the first try, if I make any sense here. Um, Okay. Um, no, what do I want to do first? Let's get a gradient. Let's do a linear gradient and let's see what it looks like. I want to see what it looks like. So let's, all right, first off, we want to enable real-time preview and let's look at this node. That doesn't help. Um, I don't know what I expected to see here. All right, first we need to get the UV. Oh, I guess we don't. All right, here we can see this gradient. Why don't I have like things to play around with here? Um, Gradient on you. I think there's another way to get a gradient. Um, I get texture coordinates and um, so I remember seeing another way. I've used it. So if I could find how I did this. So what I want to get is all the channels. Where do I get my channels? Channel mask. Maybe that's what I want. Um, no, not really what I want. Where have I seen this? Let me just take a look at my materials and maybe it'll come to mind. Maybe in my fire. No, I don't think it was here. No, I didn't see it in my fire. Um, wasn't in my fire. Hmm. All right, just gonna keep playing with it. I'll find it. Let's see. Just don't remember. Um, um, let's see. All right, let's just take our linear gradient and Hmm. How do you use this linear gradient? Let's just look it up. UE4 linear gradient. Um, Now I just want to look at a simple connection just to get an idea. So it looks like, okay, number of steps. Interesting. So you multiply one of the gradient axes by some parameter, and then do a floor, divide it by the number of steps. Let's just see what it does. Let's play with it like that. That's all right. That's good. So let's take this, um, and we'll multiply it by, let's give it a param, a scalar param, and we'll call it gradient steps. And let's see, we'll start with 10 because that's what that example said. Now, what happens if we just view it? Because I want to see it change as we, so there's 10. What if we make this 2? All right, so it looks like it encroached out further into that. Um, what if we make it a fraction? What if we say half? Does that even make sense? Okay, cool. And now when we take this and do a floor, what does that do? That's probably not what we want. But then they divided by the number of steps. And what does that do? So this is how you learn different little patterns. I find it hard to believe that people just instantly know, like, can picture what these nodes do when they're done. They just seen them before and they recreate them and then tweak them. And that's why it feels weird because when you're first doing it, you're like, I don't understand why. But nobody understands why in the beginning. It's all experiments. And then this becomes a snippet in your head that you see whenever you want to do a gradient. And that's how you get experience from doing these complex material nodes. Okay, cool. So basically, what this does, it creates gradient bands. Now, I mean, I don't know. I guess that now I know that I can make gradient bands if I need to. I don't though in this case. I don't want gradient bands. I like that smooth gradient feel. So, and I also know that I want the V. And right here, and this is the right direction that I want. I want it to be up here first and then second there, so what I want to do is remove this floor and divide I want to make this. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this just as it is and put it into this opacity mask. And then I am going to is it saying why is it taking so long? Come on. All right, and this is definitely not good that this is all frozen like this. But what I want to do next is, oh, okay, good. God, that's good. I don't want to have to undo this. So I'm going to create an instance and play with this gradient steps and just see what it does. Because that's what I'm going to do. So basketball. Let's look at our better ball mesh. This is the one, basketball tune. So let's create an instance. And here we have our gradient steps. Let's override it. We need to tell it to use the correct ball. So let's go to better, we're in materials. So we got to go to better ball mesh. And let's see. And it's not doing anything yet. Um, okay, so all right, so that's what I thought. Mask is either on or off. Oh, wait. Is it slowly disappearing? Yeah, okay. Cool. All right, so the steps are really tiny. But and it's also disappearing the wrong way. So let's go back to this. Let's just see if we replace that with this. Let's make the min 0 and the max 0.5. And the default value is 0.5 just for now. We'll apply it. Go back to our instance. And when it's done compiling, we'll see what we got. Come on. Jeez. Is it still compiling? Okay, here we go. So our gradient is not exactly like we want. But that is the effect that I want. Now it looks dumb because this isn't a two-sided material, so we can't see the inside of the ball. What if I just, I mean, is it that simple? Can I just go and make it two-sided and then, let's see. Make it two-sided. There we go. How come I wasn't seeing that before? But that's what I wanted to see, this little red channel like this. Let's apply. Mm, 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 mm. Come on. Okay. See, now we can see the inside. Cool. So now we have this. Now we don't want it to do such a clean edge. So what we want to do is there's a few things we can do. We can just play with it. We can maybe try warping it, distorting this, adding noise to it. I don't know. Um, Also, I want I would like it to go from 0 to 1. Um, Another thing is why is this going left to right? I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. Um, but let's see. How can I control this more? Um, I want to control. What if I put in a power node and put this into here? Um, and and get rid of this. How is this going to change everything? Um, I don't know. So let's from 0 to, let's see, default value is 1. Slider from 0 to 1. And wait for it to compile. And let's see what happens in here with our instance. So right now it's set to 1 and there's no gradient. Hmm, I don't see anything different. Okay. What if the default value is 1, minimum is 1, and max is 10? Um, so let's see. Okay. One is full. All right. I mean, what did we accomplish? Not much different. What I'd like to do if this was a percentage, like it doesn't start disappearing until 2.5, and it's completely done at like 7, and I don't really understand. Just don't understand why. But what I'd like to do is normalize that between 0 and 1. Probably doesn't matter as much. I can I can do like a lerp. Um can I map a range? Remap 0 to 1 to range. That sounds oddly like what I want to do. Let's see. Um, my range V2. I don't know. I think ideally that would be cool, but let's just. I think it's more important to get this um, gradient to look how we want. So what if we take this?
Daddy,
Yeah. What do you want?
Descendants 1.
You want to put on Descendants?
Yeah, Descendants 1.
Oh, Descendants 1. Okay, wait. Come back.
White?
Get Memers out of here.
I know how to hold her. She's white.
Yeah, she's light. You get her out of here and shut my door.
Come on, baby.
All right, thanks, Munchkin. Um, okay, I have to put on Descendants 1 now. So give me a sec. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Descendants 1 is on. So anywhere, where was I? All right, so here is our gradient currently as it is. And I want this edge to not be so uniform. So let's see, I could take this coming out and let's see. Warp? No. I give it some noise. And let's see. Let's multiply this by some noise and see what that looks like. Hi, Memers. All right, Memers, we're gonna go out here. Okay. Memers is hungry for pets. Um, let's see. Less levels, more levels. Hmm. Level scale 5.5. Mhm. Interesting. Usually two. Okay. This is not what I want. That's not what I want. How do I add some distortion to that? Of course, there's no distort. Um, Vector noise? Let's see. Perlin Pearl. What's that? I mean, that's not what I want either. All right. That's enough thinking. I'm just gonna go and take a look. Um, UE4 warp. UE4 distort warp material. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I want. I want it to little wavy lines on the edges. So, um, I have a little bit of like cell noise there. So looks like what it's doing is it's taking whatever the texture coordinate is and adding or subtracting, whether it's or adding between a 0 and 1 from that texture sample, the noise. It's adding a little bit to the texture coordinate. Okay, but we don't have a texture coordinate. We have that gradient. Interesting. So I guess that's the whole part that I don't understand. Mm, okay. So basically, you need the UVs and then you apply some noise to it. Let's see what we can do here. But we don't. Okay. Add. No. Mm, come on. Yeah, that's not what I want. No, that's not it. That's not it. Um, what if I texture coordinates? What does that even do? I guess I don't really understand that too much. Like, what are the texture coordinates? Let me preview that. Oh, interesting. So, what if I take this and then apply the channel mask? It's just the same as a gradient. Pretty much exactly the same, right? Yeah. But it's interesting. So I want to take this texture coordinate and were we adding noise to it? Get out of here. What's that do? No, it's not what I want. It looks like they're taking whatever that sample is and multiplying it by really, really, really tiny little bits. Okay. And okay. That would give it less noise. So I'm going to take this noise and I'm going to multiply it by 0.025. Okay. Better. Better. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to multiply it like this. This is going to go in here. Multiply that by some step. This goes in here. This adds a little bit of noise to the edge. Getting closer. I'm still not super 100% happy with it. But let's see. I'm gonna start work now. But let's see what it does. Come on, come on, come on. Let's see what it does. Uh, uh, nothing? Cool. What are these? Oh, why isn't it doing anything? Hmm. Mm. 1, 2, 3, 0.6. Ooh, ooh. 0.7, 0.4, 0.5. Still wrong, but a lot better. These numbers are definitely wrong here. 0.2 to 0.6. I don't know. Let's apply that. Come on. Uh, uh, uh. So we do we even have? Let's see. Do we see it going from top to bottom at all? A little bit, not enough though. But we're getting closer. That I mean, that's basically kind of what we want to do, but just not as dumb. Not as yeah, you know what I mean. We're gonna get there.